Hi there everybody, and welcome to a new video. Now, I think this might be the first video for 2024. So with that being said, I want to wish you all a very happy new year, and I hope that 2024 brings you all much happiness, good fortune, and good wishes for this coming 12 months. Now, with that being said, let's get on to the important part, and that is a new video, which means a new watch, and it's also a new brand for the channel. So Cadisen sent me a watch. It's the C8220, which is a homage to the Seiko 5 Sports dive watch. Now, that Seiko watch, I've looked at it and I've got to say I've just been a little bit underwhelmed by it. It's not to say that it's a bad watch, it's a great watch, but I just find it a little bit ho-hum, pedestrian, whatever you want to call it. It's just not been something that I've been that interested in. But again, as I've said on many videos before, variety is the spice of life. And just because I don't like it, that doesn't mean that you guys out there with much better taste than I have wouldn't like it. So I wanted to show you this model from Cadisen, which is substantially cheaper than the Seiko model, but it also contains a Seiko movement. What's that about? A Seiko NH35A nonetheless, and it is a really good quality movement in there, guys. Now, I'm going to show you the footage, but I did get the blue dial version and the two-tone blue bezel. It's, like I say, you want to skip ahead into the other stuff. End result is, I think it's a really good watch. Lume's not fantastic, and I know you guys are going to kill me because I forgot to get lume shots of it. The easiest way to explain to you is it's not as good as what you'd find on the Steel Dive, but it's no way near as bad as what you'd find on a Pagani. It's okay, if that's enough of a guidance for you. Anyway guys, if you do like the content, please do consider subscribing, and if you're interested in buying this watch, I will put an affiliate link somewhere around here so that you can purchase the watch. But with that being said, let's get into the footage and take a look at this watch in closer detail. So as with everything, we'll start with the dimensions. In terms of diameter of the watch, you're looking at very manageable 40 mils. From the top to the bottom lug, you're looking at 45 mils, and you have a 13 mil thickness of the watch that doesn't include that Cyclops lens. In terms of end links, it's the standard 20 mils, so it's going to fit straps very, very well. If we move to the specifications of the watch, first thing to mention is you do have a 120 click unidirectional bezel. That does have an aluminium insert in it, and as it is a dive watch, you do have 200 meters water resistance with that screw down crown. Now, as I mentioned at the start of the video, you do have a Seiko NH35A automatic movement, so 21,600 beats per hour. You do have a sapphire crystal, anti-reflective coating, and as I mentioned, you've got that Cyclops crystal on there as well. Now, this is the stock footage of the lume, guys. It is BGW9, and it is good. It's just, you know, it's not as strong as the Steel Dive, but it is going to see through the night and in low light situations. So that is an accurate representation of what the lume does look like. Move to the bracelet. You do have a really nice Jubilee bracelet. Now, I'm going to be honest, guys, I'm not a big fan of Jubilee bracelets, but I thought the finishing on this one was really good. You do have a three-fold clasp there as well. Not too keen on that stamping with the satin finish, if I'm going to be honest, but you can't have everything at that $150 price point. You do have a nice engraved signed clasp though. And like I say, it does have that three sort of fold security there, so it's very good. You have solid end links as well on this watch. The fitment of them was really good as well, I've got to say. And the case back is really well engraved. I don't know, there's something about the simplicity of it that I really, really liked. Moving to on the wrist, as you guys may or may not know, my wrist sits at around about 7¼ inches, depending on the day and temperature and so on and so forth. But with this being a 40 mil diameter dive watch, fitting on the wrist of my size was really good. And like I say, you know, if you're concerned about a dive watch, typically because they're very large, this 40 mil case diameter is really good for those with smaller size wrists. Moving to the case and dial, you do have a printed branding Cadisen there on the top, and strangely enough at the bottom the automatic italic sort of writing is very, very similar to what you find on the Seiko. Finishing on the indices is very good. Like I say, you've got that BGW9 filled in there as well. One thing I did notice here on that macro footage though, the hand finishing and the fitting was really good for a watch at this price point. You do have that Cyclops lens, and this one was well fitted or well aligned and is very clear to see that date, and there's a bit of a, I suppose, a blown out picture there for you. Moving to the sides of the case, you do have that signed crown, and it is screw down, so the 200 meters water resistance helped by that. In terms of the polishing on the case, you've got very nice high polish on the sides, and then it moves up to like a satin or a brushed finish on the top of the case there. One thing I would say though is when I was handling the watch, I didn't find any sharp edges at all on that case. It was well rounded, very well finished. So there you go, guys. That's the watch in its all its glory. Again, it's the C8220M, and like I say, I was really impressed by it overall. Like I say, I wasn't overly bothered about the Seiko 5 Sports, and probably at the price point of that $400, I just thought it was a bit too much and a bit plain for that. But $150, the Cadisen gives you that look if that's what you're so looking for, and it does it with that nice Seiko movement. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do have any questions, please do put them in the comment section below. Cheers.